afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster. Me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 2 versus 2 between the north we got Imperial Dane and Melka Mjolkaren. Fighting for Germany, Deutschland, the Wehrmacht, the Oberkommando West here, the Großdeutschland Panzerdivision versus the south we got, southeast. Fighting here for the Soviet Union, the first guard mechanized corps, it is Donny Chan Fortune. With the supporting competence out there for Fortune, Donny Chan here with a bold building the special drive command and then forgetting the second engineer squad start. Bold move there by Donny. Doctrine, we're looking here at shock motor, shock army, and Soviet industry. Lend-Lease, shock motor again, and armored assault versus scavenge, special operations, and elite armored and assault support here from me because, well, my experience in playing 2 versus 2s is if you're going up against Soviets, they're more likely to just shoot huge chunks of infantry and you're more likely to blob, in which case I'm more likely to just go for assault support to have strafing runs to counter that. Meanwhile, Milka there moving eastwards here with Volks Grenadier Sturm Pioneers, moving westwards here with Pioneers, Grenadiers, and the MG42. So, bold start here from all the sides. Going straight for the fuel point here, securing with some plucky engineers. Donny Chan's engineers kick in the door. Petrov, knock first. This is a war zone. We kick first, then we knock on people's heads. Moving up there, more Grenadiers on the way there for the Wehrmacht. In the east there we got Volks occupying the house here. More Volks Grenadier on the way there for Melka. And down here we got the first Penal squad there for Donny Chan. With no support weapon start yet here for Fortune. Just going for the support and company starts as already. MD42 setting up there. Pioneers moving in. Grenadiers almost got the western victory point. He's going to basically try and storm me for as long as possible. Though it does help his penal troops aren't really doing much. It seems like Donny Chan might be a bit AFK actually, which is generally the worst time to do it in. You know, 2 versus 2 when there's people depending on you. There you go. Engineers finally on the move again there for Donny. Shifting positions here, more Grenadiers arriving in the East Melka. They're launching a position that's called the farmhouse there under the command of Fortune. His men desperately holding out against the fascist tides. In the west there, now we've got constant flank behind. They're going for an Uruk, getting behind Melka, punishing Melka for leaving the door unlocked. Nice move there by Fortune. More Grenadiers moving down. We got engineers firing up from the house here, but there you go, pushing out the house there. Pioneers rushing for the door. And who gets in first? It's the Pioneers. All of a sudden, the engineers have to run away there. Donny Chan's penal troopers finally on the way there. More Grenadiers on the way there for the German army. The Großdeutschland. Here, Konstantin now being singled down here as they have suddenly found themselves isolated. The rest of the forces were not able to support Fortune's conscripts inside the farmhouse. We got the max moving up here. In the west, the engineers continue to endure German firepower. Truck on the way there for Melka. Sandbags going down here by the fuel point. And house occupied there. Melka not about to make the same mistake he did previously. And we got Grenadiers moving up. Engineers holding out here. Truck arriving there for Melka and the Oberkommando West. Plus pressed here by the Maxim. Gunning down those naughty fascists. Kuban moving in, forces flanking in, they're trying to avoid the outer fire. There you go, Maxim taking heavy damage. Sturmtigers pushed back. In the south, we've got a scout cart there for Donny Chan, but it's already been heavily damaged. Pioneers suffering some losses up north. We've got flank between Grenadiers, penal troops, engineers. Cutting off and flanking behind here. Very good work. MD42 occupying the fuel point farmhouse. And we got the scout car there, almost taken out. And there you go, Ludwig with the Panzerfaust does it. A tiny tactical victory for the German army. Even as the centre there is being torn wide open slightly by the Russians. And there go an assault officer out here to support the frontline Truppen with his inspiring rhetoric and his Luger, which can coincidentally be pointed at the men as well to inspire them to even further glory. And so they're thinking the German army never did that. Well, they are the memoirs of von Lux, where he did that exactly that during Operation Overlord, or well, specifically I think it was Goodwood, where they were basically attacking Khan. There was a reluctant anti-aircraft gun crew that weren't keen on taking the guns towards the tanks, instead were keeping them on the skies, and he persuaded them with the power of his pistol, you know, to do what he wanted. And there you go, officer moving ahead here in the south here, MD42 holding back the penal troopers, Pioneers laying down S-mines to make it harder for him to rush. I'm anticipating, you know, trying to assault it from as many angles as possible, in which case S-mines could be a very good way of dissuading them from doing exactly that. There you go, troops falling back here. Volkswagen's flanking in here from Melka. In the east, though, he's losing slight ground here to Fortune's been laying more pressure down. Fortune here, and that before 5 minutes has gone for armour assault, leaving only Donny, Chan, and Melka here to go for a doctor. And Maxim setting up there. More air smines, basically just again lock down as many possible approaches to the MG42, forcing him to either move in mine swoops, which will then gun down with the MG42, or, you know, make things just a lot bloody harder. Could also lay down some barbed wire to further mess things up. So Ghost Action here leading a successful glorious assault. Smoke's been called in by the officer. This is Otto, I need smoke here. I think we lost someone. Now don't worry, he's not important. He's from Austria. But there you go, Smoke pushing back the maximum line. Melka's full screen to push ahead here. Thus using the officer to support my teammate, though in this case slightly accidentally. MG42 again, and there we go, he's actually wiring down, he just further solidified this position. And we can see that Donny's actually teched here for support from company, and then he's going up for a mortar, probably assault my machine gun position there. I mean, again, with this, all of a sudden I'm forcing him to expend resources on that just to take it out. So, yes, mines here alongside the MG42 is actually proving quite useful because it's forcing Donny to maybe go off the usual path he'd take. Pressure up here, though. Melka struck me here as Fortune makes a good breakthrough assault here, securing the eastern fuel point as well. Finding a grenadiers versus engineers. And my officer there pushed back. Even he alone cannot overcome all of the Russians, despite his best intentions. North here we got a looks out there for Melka striking at the engineers. Mechanized ranging up there for Melka, no surprises. A lighter mechanized company up there for the German army. MG4 remains here. Grenadiers standing out in the minefield, need to be a bit careful about it. And we got the mortar out here for Donny Chan. Grenadiers falling back, they're taking a bit too much damage. Got the looks moving in. And back here, maximum reinforcing. No medics up for the Soviets. We've got a field gun on the way there for Fortune to help deal with the looks. And the mortar shifting over to deal with the MG42 here. So a lot of action going on here, and we got a half truck on the way here. The 251 Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen plus a bunker. And a hiccup. And it is occupying the sandbags. Mortar on the MG42 already low on health. I just decide to reposition it. Even then, it's going to, with all the minefield, still be a difficult position to assault. So I'm sort of confident he just sort of slightly pull it off. Well, he's still up for a bit longer. Melka switching out to push through the eastern side here against Fortune. His foot defense a bit scattered now, so it might slight work out here. He's also keeping his looks there to support my side of the map here. Overall being aggressive there. Officer moving back in. Half 8 of XM21. 250 on half tag out here as well. Medic bunker almost done as well. Gonna do this then need a bit of a healing. Got the loose rolling up through here. Academy out there for Melka. And we got Samex being laid down here, but Fortune is constant that way, set up defensive positions at a time. And there you go. Full gun assault here, supported by an MD34. Good work there by Melka. Looks moving up. He's actually managing quite a few things at quite disparate end of this map. That's pretty risky there, to be honest, by Melka. Several things go wrong there. Suddenly, you know, something breaks his concentration. So it is rather risky. Grenadiers, officer, pioneers, officer in this case, inside the 250.5, they're opening up for more aggressive tactics. MD42 Grenadiers shifting towards here. Kugelwagen went down. A loss there for the German army. A loss. And MD42 back here for the time being. Sandbags down. Looks rolling ahead. Go being swarmed by penal troopers here. Bit of a mistake there by Melka. And you can sort of see again the issue when you try to expect you tend to find out. You miss out on opportunity to drive at the penal troopers and then destroy them with the satchel charge at least there. So again, while you can do stuff like this, you know, again, it very much comes with the risk because you are then trying to manage things, you know, across large chunks of map. So be careful with that. Be careful. Needs to have maximum pushing back. Full going to do this from Melka. We got demo charts and the sandbags. Basically, Fortune using his own sandbags as bait against Melka there. Some deeply sneaky tactics there from Fortune. Going to do sneak about here, trying to locate that mortar team and deal with it. Half to rage support here. Going to do here, trying to fight off the main Russian push here from Donny, even as other troops are flanking behind. Again, also a bit risky because I'm trying to manage, but at the same time, unlike Melka, I'm not fighting, you know, across a huge, vast distance. Some kind of, you know, wasteland. But there you go. Catching the field gun here with the half-track, the officer, and the Flammen Pioniere. Donny Chan's push here is punished by the German army. And there you go. We got concentrated fire. Shoot harder! Yeah, how do we even shoot harder? Just pull the trigger harder. That works totally. There you go, securing the field gun. Pioneers able to reinforce immediately into the field gun. It's able to reinforce immediately. Repositioning, securing territory here. We got Pioneers, Engineers, conscripts moving out there from Fortune and Donny. Troops are healing, reinforcing. In the east there, though, Fortune sorting out nicely here versus Melka. Got a big push here. Half-tech supporting, making it harder there for Donny Chan to push ahead. A few light machine guns in there for my Grenadiers, so that would be a pretty good idea to make it harder further for the Russians to advance. Field guns slightly pulling back, multiply there on the Jan positions, using the sandbags here laid down by Fortune, since he didn't demo charge those. I probably should have checked for that, to be honest. But in this case, that's not the case. And now we can see so Fortune and Donny Chan are preparing to basically attack here, even as Melka's sort of moving up through here, so Fortune might just get punished for this. Over blitz out to provide resources for me, fuel and munitions, so I can actually use this one rather regularly. Often gets shot down before I can use concentrated fire. Still with a half-tick about that can be easily fixed. Veterans 1 gained. The Russian assault here is encountering severe German resistance, and up north he's trying to attack through, slightly succeeding, though we're kind of running into some issues there. But still, that's going to force Fortune to have to switch everything over here because, well, otherwise he might risk losing an awful lot of things. You can see Donny Chan sitting about here. MD4 remains here. Mines there, but he's bringing out a mines for a team part with an MD4 about. It's going to be harder to pull off. I could stand there to be more aggressive. I could even try and flank in behind Fortune here. So obviously I'm being a bit too passive, to be honest, against Donny and Fortune. Up here, advancing under the MD42's accurate fire. Got to push up here. Half-tech moving in. Field gun there. Not really going to achieve much. Grenadiers getting bombarded. Donny Chan launching a larger scale assault here. MD42 for some reason not firing here, by the way. A bit of an oddity there. Minefields going off. Get then slightly spotted. Not entirely sure what went wrong there, to be honest, but for some reason the MD42 just refused to shoot at times. For some reason it does that in the house. So the MD42 there's going to get wiped. Quite unfortunate. Because again it didn't fire. Pioneers are dealing with the mortars. Forced to rush over here to deal with that. Of course, that's going to be a bit risky. And there go minefields going off, but not quite wiping the penal troopers or the pilfered MG42. Grab the fuel point there. Shroud Punter calls up to cut the cut-off point there for Melka. We got take up there for Fortune with the tank battalion command up, and there you go, MD42 there, almost being taken out here. Half-tick, in fact, very close to victory. 2 officer grenadiers moving in, fuel point cut off, and hitting the victory point there as well. Aggressive, intense fighting here. And up here we got a half-tag out there for Fortune, rolling straight ahead. They're taking intense fire, but no Panzerschlacht nearby under the cannon, in which case he's just... Oh, mine went off, blowing up the half-track. Quite a loss there for Fortune, almost lost the entire conscript. And meanwhile, half-track here, with offs and everything else, pushing back the rations there. And we got Veteran 2 up, securing the western fuel point. Eastern fuel point, they're still being defended here by Fortune's Maximum Filters charging, and another half-track for Fortune. He's actually going for a lot of half-tracks. Centre victory which the Pioneers, Maxim holding off some of Melka's forces there. Engineers being eastward to maybe support the Maxim. Of course, still got the troops flanking in there from Donny Chan, harassing and causing me quite some consternation in my rear lines. He is yet to take out though, and we got the second half-tank out for Fortune. Pretty rare to see any solo player go for even one half-tick, but then more than one, and even use one for transport, which is actually quite interesting. The sad thing was, it didn't have any doctrines really synergized with it, like say no submachine gun conscripts. Mines laid down there, field gun wiped out, had to pull the position up, put away to a safe position there, so I got punished. My mistake there, but building a support room support armor core. Trying to get feeling they got a maximum supporting note, but we'll probably not be able to deal with it. Turn up within years, clearing out the mines, or at least spotting them. And Pioneers forgotten and wiped up north here. We got the Maximum going for the upper blitz. I'm not paying attention to all of this. In the south here, and pushed back here by the half-tracked Grenadier officer. Even as Donny Chan makes another push for the centre here, getting away with as much equipment as he can. And back into the half-track here. East half-track there, upgraded now for Fortune. And there you go, almost got the upper blitz, taken out by Maxim. I didn't actually know what took it out, but there you go. But I can soon go for some medium armor. In fact, I can go for a Panzer IV right now. Panzerkampfwagen 4. I just needs to be killed in there. Melka on the other hand is close to being able to call in a Panzer IV of his own. Also pushing in, it's trained to Maxim 5. We got incendiary on once against the positions here. Troops pinned down to the ground. Going up towards the centre victory point. And after they're heavily damaged to the mine, they're laid down by Donnie Chan, rather sneakily behind my lines. Very good work there by Donnie. Very good work. Tagging here towards the mortar and the penal tool position. Panzer on the way there. Panzerschlacht 4. There you go. Concentrated fire again here on them. Mortar taking a rifle grenade fire. An aircraft shot down there. Fuel drop attended by Donnie Chan, did not work out, and he's gone for Sword Industry. Being in fact only Melker there without a doctrine at the moment. Everybody else has by the 15-minute mark chosen a doctrine, or before that. And there you go, Panzer IV almost done. Melker here in fact with another Panzer IV of his own. Troops here though, steaming away like it. Oh, that's a machine gun actually there from Melker. Very good work there by Fortune. Again, aggressive tactics there, sending a lot of good maneuvers as well against Melker here. Melker struggling a bit with that. Trying to repair the half track, they didn't quite get it fully repaired, which is a bit of a bother. People to tank cross negative ground against the pioneers in the half track line. The half track and the pioneers did quite a bit of extra damage. And there you go, Panzer IV on the way there. Panzerschlacht 4 mobilized, and his arrives at the same time. New standing about here. Melker setting out. There you go, Puma troops hold here by the Panzerschlacht 4. Half track still going to need some fixing up. And there you go, Panzer IV setting out on the battlefield. Ground the center victory point with Sturmtigers. And back here we got Assist 3 out there for Fortune. We got Mechanized Armor Company out for Donnie Lime to go straight for T-34s. And then Ostfront away for me to help deal with all this infantry. A Flak Panzer. Melker shifting away to try and support me versus Don here to lay down overwhelming pressure, which leaves Fortune a bit more freedom to do what he wants. It's a bit more risky here what Melker's doing, but on the other hand, if he can do it quickly enough, of course he can overwhelm Donnie. That way leave him crippled and then leave Fortune much easier to deal with. Panzer was supported by a half-track pushing up here. Probably should have waited there for more forces, but I felt bold and aggressive here, trying to support here Melker's attack there, but then rolling up and hitting Donnie's flank. But there you go, range issues with the field gun there covering it up. Which in theory then I'll have to push ahead here with the Panzer IV, since then the field gun is the target. Pathing issues here, almost costing him my half track. Infantry following up again, Grenadiers the officer, no light machine guns. Actually a mistake, they never upgraded any of my Grenadiers with a light machine gun, to be honest. That is a big mistake with me. We've got the Flak Panzer coming up as well here. You see Fortune's up to something. He might try and sneak about here. Of course, the Spear Panzer Squad's going to make it hard to do anything there. He's going for several Obersaland Squad. Again, more concentrated fire, boosting German infantry to the very best. Back here, reinforcement healing going on there. Unit wiped. That's the German army pushes ahead here with several panzers. And I'm going for a second orbital blitz this time though to secure the munitions, so that way keep the strafing runs ready. Because I'm starting to get the impression I'm going to need those very soon. And someone's going for an issue 5, in this case it is Donnie Chan. First Guards Mechanized Corps putting up his tank destroyers. And you 34 because I'm sandbag laying down their Fortune rather nicely, and they're good with those. Big gun opening up, moving in the Panzer IV, the Flak Panzer support his Panzer IV. And there you go, bombarding, assaulting here. But then getting flanked here by Donnie Chan, counter-attacking. Very good work there by Donnie. Some losses inflicted. Also got a telemine down here, by the way, at some previous point. Donnie's not the only one who could lay down a mine sneakily inside what is all supposed to be other bastards' territory. Got the issue 5 up there for Donnie and the 1st Mechanized Corps, or 1st Guards. Munitions cash down there for Fortune, so let's support more. And there goes jumping assault here, but the half-track even using overdrive there to get close and mean. Ach mein Gott, so much firepower. We stand no chance. Oh, mein spleen. It's a nice work there with Fortune using his half-track actually, and that's despite, being up against a lot of medium armor. He is doing pretty well there. Units versus the Panzer IV, we got the SU-5 opening up, engaging the Panzer IV. Half-track here with a lot of interest nearby to support it. Falling back behind the house. If there's a tank destroyer, it's probably going to be likely supported by a field gun. That's least my anticipation, so he can't just rush ahead. You need to pull off some kind of sneakier flank, considering how close they are to the base, and the flank's actually somewhat secured by terrain. It's a bit more difficult. After time, there's taking a nice hit from the half, or the HQ5. Flak Pants trying to get away here. There you go, Panther going for an attempt at flanking the HQ5. Rolling ahead. Almost got the people from inside the house here. Needs some more support here. Figuring off getting a nice hit there. Ostfront infantry charging forces the half Tigers. Panther already heavily damaged. Getting pretty risky here. And things just not working out here. Traffic jam. Panther done. Half Tiger about to get knocked out as well. Complete mess of things, to be honest. I shouldn't have pulled for this, to be honest. It was just me trying to think maybe I could pull this off. And I was close to it, but things got slightly messed up in terms of overall ordering. So that just didn't work. I mean, I get the field gun crew wiped, but I can't destroy it. Lost the half track, which was veteran. Lost the Ostfront, lost the Panzer IV. So overall, this was a not good assault from me. In this case, trying to crew the field gun to at least get some damage on the HQ5. Quite brutal though. Push through here, half track being hunted down there by Melker. We've still got his Panzer IV, but that one's being repaired. He's also in the eastern field point again there with Zorbelson done. He's got 2 squads out of those, allowing him to pressure Fortune and Donning's infantry nicely. And there you go, following up there on my assault there. He's trying to pressure them more, though the half track is proving to be quite a problem there for Melker's infantry. And without the tank, they got nowhere way of breaking through. And even then, there's several field guns which make it difficult. But there you go, Panzer IV flanking. Very good assault there, maybe. Catching the half track, destroying that one. And then going right past here, blitzing in, gets it, and he even pops heat rounds just to be sure it dies. And then follows up with a Sturmtiger here to help deal with all these support weapons. I mean, Fortune does have a lot of support weapons, so Sturmtiger actually makes sense there. Plus, it's not the first time a piece of goes for either, so in this regard, I would say Melker Dust is the right way, at least as right as possible. Academy, for some reason, must move too far ahead there, and that basically hands his O to the Allies. Imagine from him. But the Panther Force seem to be able to escape here. In the west, Donny chance strikes through here. We have now basically abandoned as most of my forces are still back here, healing and forcing. Got another Panther 4 out. I could have tried setting up for the Tiger, but I might have meant leaving Melker to fend for himself for too long. So I'd rather push for the Panzer 4, which can at least get some more immediate pressure. Then maybe get some more blitzers out to get out more fuel. So then, you know, push on. But there you go, at the same time calling in air support to try and, you know, support his armour versus infantry, make it hard for them to just rush ahead and, you know, hit with an anti-tank grenade. That was basically the idea here. There you go, assault following up here. Officer is a bit slower here. Panzer IV straight for the machine gun. Got the field gun support on there, that's open to the infantry. In fact, he's got most of the support weapons here. In the centre, Sturmtiger, they're about to wipe a penal triple squad, maybe? Answer's A. Crazy action here in the west, and in the centre, the east, or the northeast here is pretty quiet in comparison. T-34 on the way there for Donny Chan. Panzer IV needing some repairs. Do I actually have any pioneers? I do have 1 squad. Going for some Panzer Grenadier here to help deal with all the imps, and they're going to use CoH2 trying to lay down a cache. Being executed here by stout German infantry. And the centre of the Sturmtiger just lumbers ahead, looking for something to blow up. And Fortune here, having saved up all along, is now going for an IS2 heavy tank here. But he's still got manpower flowing there. Interesting enough, he's never gone for any fuel caches. He's gone for munitions caches, but no fuel caches, which is an interesting choice there. And all they're finding way, closing in the Metro 2 here versus Fortune's forces. And there you go, wiped. Here though, Grenadiers assaulted by the T-34s and 6 about to go wiped. Sturmtiger shoots and destroys something that looks like a crew got wiped. And the Panzer IV is almost good to go. Grenadiers almost been wiped here with the T-34s from 6 Stoop on the way to support against all of this armor, particularly around the IS2. Convinces me I'm going to need Stoop, because I can't just play straight for the Tiger here now. And the Panzer IV just needs to get out before lose it. Might still lose, in fact. He's blitzing, but oh, got lucky there. The Opson killed the gunner, forced them to reposition the remaining crew members, allowing the Panzer IV a chance to get the devil out of there. And of course, there's the IS2. The Sturmtiger isn't worth it very much, and in this regard he rather preferred having a Panther or a Jagdpanzer. Harassment here though from Donny China again, very good work though. In this case running some issues here with the Panther 4 and the Pioneer. Officer running back and forth. Allies much more in control of the map now here. And straight into another mine. Again, very sneaky real line mining there from Donny China against me. Very sneaky. Very effective. I was strange enough not getting up with a machine gun there by Fortune. You would have figured he'd do that. And Melker is going for a Kugelwagen. A curious choice. Fixing up the Panzer 4 there, Stugering in support. T-Fed rolling out, catching the officer out in the open. Got the Stug moving in. There you go, good hit on the T-Fed force was easily penetrating the frontal armour. Another hit there from the Stug. Trying to get close enough here to it, and there you go, Rifle Grenade off. Stug pursuing him, the T-Fed force desperate escaping. Matt Field moving up here, and there you go. Sturmtiger wipes almost an entire punitive squad here. That was trying to threaten my Panzer 4 there, so nice work there by Melker. Who's also by here using signal relay to spot out tanks on the minimap. And quickly calling in some air support here to try and break up Melker's infantry block there in the centre. And certainly forces Melker to retreat more or less all of his infantry. He's also needing up the Kugelwagen on the victory point, or the fuel point in the north. Gute Arbeit. Panzer 4 with 23 kills. Reinforcing healing, more Panzer Grenadier to help deal with the infantry corps, support my armour. And there you go, mortar crew caught but not quite wiped, despite best intention with the Panzer 4 and the Stug crew. And of course all the supporting infantry. Got repair station up here with Donny Channel, seems to be set up there to support Fortune. Very good work if that's the plan. Got a big push up here though from Fortune on the right flank. Got field gun sitting with the Panzer 4 going straight for the Schwer punted quarters. Could destroy, and that would be a big problem from Melker. He won't be able to replace Obersalon. For that matter, get out any tank destroyers to counter the IS2. That might force me in fact into the path of the Königstiger. Air support called in to help deal with troops there. Luftwaffe strikes, and then I'm shooting on my armour to try and flank here Fortune and assist Melker. Pretty risky though, and in fact I might want to set up the air support for there instead. I don't actually know why I called it in there. That was actually a pretty big mistake. And there you go, mine's in. To come in fact such an eventuality it seems. Very good work there by the Donny China Fortune. I always work quite pleased, but there you go. Sturmtiger rocket on the ice, almost takes it out there. Almost takes it out. Panzer 4 going in. And there you go, gets it. Nice work there by Melker. Fortune a bit too slow, there was caught off guard. We got another half check for Fortune, but it's going to take him time to get out the next IS2 because, again, he's been building munitions caches, not fuel caches. T-Fed 4 to bring up for the centre here. It's taking into the line of fire the Stug and the Panzer 4 almost got it though. And we got a load of infantry moving ahead with anti-tank weapons as well. Stug's going to not be able to make it away from that though. And there you go, Panzer 4 almost down as well. Pretty grim stuff there. Got in for the transport, including here the officer. Need to pull back from here though, and there you go. Heavy damage. For some reason the Panzer 4 moves slightly ahead, and there you go, goes down. Not entirely sure what went on there, but I should have been fast to pull it back nonetheless. Units here being wiped out though, Fortune in fact with a very small force here. That's been flowing a bit too much manpower still. Lost most of the support weapons, which is something there Melker could try and take back. Just take in the first place. Leaving now Donny with the largest force here between the two. The Stug actually gets away there, unlike the Panzer 4. And there you go, got the double orbs on the flank behind the MG-34. With the MG-34s. Come on, Reinhard, I want as many Russians there as possible. Don't have any time to lose in this. T-Fed 4 not allowed to shoot infantry, was actually a bit lucky for my Grenadiers. After they're rolling about. Fortune's going to need a lot more infantry, still should go for some fuel caches. Anti-tank was not in the supporting engineer squad, hitting the fuel point there. And the second Stug arrives. Now in theory could maybe then, if they don't lose them, push for the Tiger tank. You know, multiple blitzes in fact have gone for that one here. Would assist a lot with that. Of course, also getting more missions for more air support. We got the easy to fire out here for Donny, and he's going up for another repair station. Very good work there. Very good work. Sturmtiger being assaulted there by the half track. Troops bringing in the support here. Put an end to that. Come on, Fritz! Just like we taught you at the gunnery school. Aim for the center and blow that thing apart. Panzerschlacht will push back here with the T-34s and 6. Donny launching a larger scale assault through the south here. And even as I'm trying to support here, Melk in the north. Catching me off guard there. Very good work there by Donny. And Fortune striking his overall, pushing back the front here very successfully. Since my Stooks over here to support, they can't support over here my infantry, meaning Donny John's got pretty much superiority over there. He's quickly moving up everything he can into positions. Mines being cleared up, like what few mines remain there from previous stuff mining. Melk at this point, I'm reasonably just going to try and stay up for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. And I'm going to try and stay up for a Tiger tank to support my double Stooks. Trying to gun down the tank, then support my Grenadiers to ensure they don't get weapon retreat. Almost got it there, almost. And there you go, T-34 kaput. Could have lost there for Donny. Halving there, they're not helping me out. Nasty hitting the IS2s. Then we got air support going in, trying and corrupt the retreat there. Suffering some losses. Stug misses. Pathing again, not helping out a ton. Sturmtiger moving in though, and looks like he more or less wiped out something there. Can the Stug make it though? Step on it, Rudolf. Are you gonna have more than a red nose? He's almost wiped out by Fortune's advancing conscripts. Fortune slowly rebuilding his forces after all those devastating losses down to Melker's attacks. And the old Blitz is going to have to try and get away there, but like it's not going to be able to make it. It always takes it some time to, you know, unpack and get moving again. Big empty push here. Try and maybe catch him off guard. There's some Pantherfast and likes. Sometime before the Tiger tank and sometime before King Tiger. Before he can bring out the heavy armor. Die schwere Panzer. Conscripts Maximum is slightly falling back in the north here. Push ahead. There we go. Panzer is supported by the officer. Gunning down the Stravniki. And there you go. Forced retreat right past all of this. Risky stuff there. In this case seems to be working out reasonably well for the penal troopers. Officer in fact getting very close to fetching 3. More air support called in there for fuel drop for Donny. Stooks being fixed up there by Melkus Pioneer. Very good work then. Of course most appreciated. But a lot of fuel loss there, down to your 7 versus their 26. The situation has changed there compared to earlier in the match. Quick bang hand grenade here. More conscripts for Fortune, not so much else. I think he's just trying to sing up for another IS2. Donny's being on more T-34s. Still no fuel caches for them. And of course I could consider fuel cache not just to support me, but of course also to support Melkers. A fuel cache or 2 would not be a bad idea. Still got an anti-aircraft fighting about there. That's, I think, his 3rd, if not 4th after there from Fortune. He's gone for a lot of them. You rarely see that, but it certainly stands out. And got an MD-42 out here. He's pushed back, laying down mines. And T-34 arriving. Melker making good use of the train here to get the most out of the Sturmtiger, allowing it to wipe units here and there from Fortune or Donny. They certainly need to be a bit more mindful of it. If there's so much going on, they might occasionally just forget about it because, you know, it shoots, then pulls back for about a minute before moving ahead again. So there might be a chance of everything going on there that's just fortunes forgetting about it time and time again. Assault here, there you go, with the rather inch on the flank. I have to prick off here because if I try to defend here, I'm going to try, and that causes a huge pathing issue with both Stoogs. Complete cock up there. For some reason, basically costing me one Stoog because for some reason, you know, despite ordering both to reverse, they just can't, you know, reverse in the same direction. That was a complete mess up there. Very frustrating to boot. Unsurprisingly. Big push up with tank destroyers and whatnot. Almost got the T-Fed force on the energy portal trying to cover up. Need to pull back the Stoog though. That might not even be fast enough. Down the field point here. And Stoog almost down. Pun's going to do this. Officer advancing here. The officer, by the way, is still alive. And there you go. Folks going to flanking in there from Melker. Even as he's losing the eastern side. And his Sturmtigers setting out. He's by lost his Panzer 4. He's very close to the King Tiger. Very, very close. And I'm getting reasonably close to the Tiger tank. The Melker's only just missing a bit of manpower, missing both manpower and fuel before I'm calling it a Tiger tank. Gonna do this flanking in here. Pioneers will to support the Tiger tank down the road. And another bit of concentrated fire here. The officer getting very close to veteran free. Might try and get here the fire with a Sturmtiger. Oh god, the HU5 and a penalty squad there. Quite a blow there to Donnie Chan. Quite a blow. And there you go, Melker's got the Tiger 2 ready there. And I'm moments away from the Tiger 1. Start defense of the fuel. We got the half to there, blitzing forward again, carrying a field gun there for Fortune. Catching the Panzer Grenadier in the offside. And there we got the Obsolete charging forward against the field gun, gunning it down. And getting shredded there, closing in on veteran free already. Very good work there by Fortune. Königstiger setting up, Sturmtiger there reloading again, the veteran C2. Increasing its armour and health, making it certainly a lot harder to take out there for the Russians. More T-54s there for Donnie. As for Fortune, he's still claiming up towards the IS2 and got the Tiger tank out here, the Tiger 1. So that's 2 Tiger tanks of varying models out on the battlefield here. Don't think they actually mixed heavy Tiger companies like that though. Or battalions, might be wrong. I mean, it's definitely not impossible, but I don't think so. Oh wait. Going ahead, there's Stoog supporting infantry, including the officer corps, which can also boost the Tiger tank. Specifically, what he does is infantry gets more accurate, but armor gets to shoot faster. So the Tiger tank, anything that is empty with the high levels of veterans and whatnot, gets to fire rather fast. There you go, armored assault going on here. Striking at Donnie Chan's penal troopers holding out there on the road. McKenna has field guns they're bombarding. Houses collapses there as the T-34 backs into in the south panzer. They're pushing back engineers. Infantry screaming out of the Tiger tank, which also suffering some damage. They need to pull it back, and we got air support call in this case a bombing strike, fragmentation bombs by the Luftwaffe. Wipes the Keddeneffer there, and south the T-34 should deal with the isolated Panzer Grenadier. Stoog moving down, but need to be careful about that. And meanwhile, Tiger tank, Sturmtiger moving through the center, taking heavy damage from the King Tiger. There's Sturmtiger moving out. They're going to try and wipe out maybe the field gun. There we go. Fires the rockets, taking hits from other field guns, but gets the SIS-3. Stoog in support. Tiger also advancing a bit there just to cover up the Stoog. There you go. Quick hit. Veteran 2 game for the Stoog. Shuts him up. Another T-54 there for Donnie. Need more pioneers, but to repair my Tiger tank there fast enough in the center there. Melker continues, even the East is being gobbled up by Fortune. Of the first mechanized squad, guards mechanized squad. We got SIS-3 by veteran 3 and tracking. Very good combination there. Units being lost there for Fortune. And Orbs on there being shredded by the now veteran 3 half take. Got a field gun there, wiped by the King Tiger. 15 kills, field gun recruit again. Need to be careful there with the King Tiger in front of all these things. And the south of the T-54 pushing in against strength for the Tiger and the Stoog. Almost got a T-54 there. Got more pioneers on the way. Almost got this SIS-3 and there you go. Second one penetrates again. Veteran 3 anti-tanks in general just have a very high rate of fire penetration, makes them big for the into heavy tanks. So that is something not to be taken lightly. And then you can see there now Melker's trying to get his King Tiger out there. It's supported a bit light for it. Panzerschlacht the half track, and I'm still working on fixing up my Tiger while the Stu hanging back. 13 kills there, and Fortune has a second IS2 out here, so this is a battle with a lot of heavy tanks in it. Now all we need is basically the KV2, and there'll be 4 separate heavy tanks on the field. That'll be pretty interesting. In the west here, though, Tiger almost good to go. Suit's going to do a bit of fixing up there. Pindleback machines both also be a pretty good idea there. For me, Panzer going to do machine gun moving about. Officer back for reinforcement healing. Super close to actually free. King Tiger desperately trying to get some repairs done. And the Sturmtiger being reloaded. And it's probably got 41 kills. And it's still not even close to veteran. Well, it's somewhat close there. Certainly been one of the more veteran Sturmtigers I've seen in some time, to be honest. Got the Tiger moving ahead there. Bit risky on its own, to be honest. Not enough in support there, nor the Stu ready as well. So that is me extending my luck a bit there, to be honest. In the centre here, King Tiger fixed up. While Kenref's also pushing up their machine gun, just forming up the start defense point there. T-54 getting off hits the field gun as well there. Panzer's moving up. H5 moving in, Stu moving in support here. A lot of damage on the Tiger in a matter of moments. A lot of shots to penetrating from the T-34s. And there you go, Tiger almost knocked out. Stu, for some reason, pathing screws up. Again, seems like there's some kind of thing here with the pathing, at least for me. Stu taking heavy damage, I need to pull it back here. Stu just refused to turn around in any sort of decent manner. And just, everything's turning into a mess here for me because of, I don't know, a bit of bad luck, but also for some reason the pathing just insists on screwing up for me. Trying to salvage as much here, but it is quickly turning impossible. Got another Stu on the way there. Got one T-34. Almost got another one. Veterans won the Tiger. H-5 misses. T-34 that gets it at almost max range there, which statistically should be a very small chance of doing it. But there you go. Still got my Stu, though. Still got the heroic veteran Stu crew, which is almost veteran free. Down here we got the Panzer being pushed back. The officer still waiting reinforcements. And the machine gun crew there finally got wiped as well. Meanwhile, Mulcahy is somehow stubbornly dug in around the centre. He's forgetting about the eastern side. They need to be careful about that. Conscripts flanking in. Anti-tank grenade damaging the end of the Tiger. We got Donny Chan now flooding a lot of imps, having lost quite a bunch there to me. Plus, of course, some armour. It's a fortune this falls in a better condition. I mean, he could try and launch a large scale assault trying to get behind Mulcahy instead of just attacking straight ahead into the King Tiger, to be honest. I mean, he can flank the King Tiger with his IS2, could probably take it out, but he's more intent on just taking on head on, which does increase the odds of the King Tiger putting through with this, in particular the use of the heat round. But it seems like Mulcahy has forgotten he's got heat rounds. Ludwig, we have these heat rounds. Maybe we should use those. 9, sir, for cooking. What? I think. There's too much going on here. I don't have time to think about this. Just shoot the regular armor-piercing rounds. Stu going here, trying to support the King Tiger, is quickly looking a bit ugly there. Officer moving in as well there. Could use contact fire again to boost the Stu. And there you go. Veteran Fiend there. Got to pop it here. But we got a field gun there. In fact, 2 field guns opening up the Stu. Almost got it though, but the Stu almost go down as well. T-54 rolling ahead. Other Stu moving in. T-54 down to half health. Now the Stu's getting I'm going to go with the T-54, which is certainly nimbler here up close. This is definitely the situation you do not want to be in. Got the Sturmtiger moving ahead. Quite a loss there for Melk losing it. And Betty through there. Stu trying to get away, but that's going to go down. That's going to be quite a loss for me. Got no armor there. And down it goes. Brutal losses there. Brutal losses. Grabbing the point here with the Panzer going to deal it. So he's trying to now fuel. Sturmtiger gets its second IS2. Donny's barely got anything left. Fortune's barely got anything left in that regard. Both me and Melker's got our infantry in a better state, but armor-wise on the other, we don't have anything compared to those. Well, Fortune doesn't have anything either. He's got the half-track. Still, they got more victory from us. They still delivered some stinging blows to us. But me and Melker have been able to preserve our infantry a bit better. He's going for a second half-track. He's going for a second half-track. I think Donny's actually going for a KV2. Also another overblitz out to try and speed up the fuel income here. McKenna's trying to keep pace with the half because he's just driving in circles here, strafing them, and there you go. Forcing them away there. Good play there by Fortune. Good play. Lots of Panzer going to be here from the Großdeutschland Panzerdivision. Hardened men who have seen much action. Tanks and corpses littering the battlefield alongside abandoned guns. Sturmtiger there. Getting close to Veteran 3. I don't know when the last time I actually saw Veteran 3 Sturmtiger. You rarely see them get that far. But there you go, Panzer's caught here by the T-34, and again that's an ace T-34, Order of Lenin and everything. Got a feeling here crewed by some Pioneers. That's quickly going to swarmed here by Donny Chan and Fortune's vehicles and armor. Again, they barely got anything left with their vehicle and armor advantage. They can still give me and Melka quite a headache. Going for Stutt there because now the Tiger tank here is out of the picture. Panzerfaust officer grabbing it to retreat and ensure I do not lose the entire squad, because losing a Veteran 3 officer squad would be a massive waste and shame, even a crime against the German peoples. Crime against superhumanity. Another Sturmtiger shot here, or at least attempted to, but with all the field guns aiming it down, he's a bit more cautious. Field gun support here. Gets another field gun. My field gun gets the half track. Another Stuttgart here. Pims was going to do this, slacking it out. Rather bloody melee, but now grabbing points here. Need to put more pressure on the flanks if possible there from the outside. Of course, again, their issue is they're just so far behind in the vehicle advantage. Quickly going to get nullified there. The Donny Chan and Fortune are both floating. And obviously, again, they're both trying to set up for heavy tanks, where I'm just trying to get out medium armor of some kind, because setting up for big tanks is going to give them more chance of bringing out their stuff. So I'm just trying to push as much pressure as I can in the moment. But there you go. Donny Chan there with a KV2 out. Panzers there trying to charge forward, taking fire from the T-34 and the anti-tank support there in a precarious position. Demo charge down there, and for some reason my Pentagon these both end up converging around the demo charge. Like, I wasn't paying attention there. For some reason, again, they just decided, you know, that point looks really safe on their own and just got blown up there. That was really unpleasant. Very unpleasant. Certainly some bad luck for me this match when it comes to pathing. It just seemed like whatever decides the pathing decided it hated me as well this match. Got the KV2, they're moving up here, setting up behind the wreckage of a house long since blown to bits. Sturmtiger there, very close to feet. Got a second King Tiger out here for Melka. KV2 reveals itself to the Sturmtiger. It's going to take the hit. And there we go, a Veteran 3 Sturmtiger. In fact, half fate of Veteran 4. He needs to get the KV2 out of there, by the way, because that's not going to take more hits. Stuttgart in support here, catching the EV squad, trying to lay down mines. T-34 field gun there, trying to hold back the advance of Melka and his King Tiger, his Königstiger. Stuttgart rolling ahead. And we got the officer dealing with some advancing. Yes, 9 kills, and there you go. Concentrated fire, just further extolling himself, pointing the pistol at himself and telling himself to fight harder. Come on, Otto, you know you can do this. I think the Oberleutnant's gone a bit nuts. Yeah, why do we always get the crazy ones? Of course, they're being swarmed by the T-34, 25 kills. KV2 shoots, hits its own crew. Why did we hit those? They were not trying hard enough. We motivated them by blowing them to bits. Yes, the best kind of motivation in the Soviet army. Stu King Tiger moving ahead here. And a T-34 ace finally goes down, a hero of the motherland. Ultimately taken down there, like so many other heroes in World War II did. And we got the Sturmtiger moving ahead, and again, Veteran 3, it's actually pretty nimble now. How did we get so better driving it? Yeah, well, we figured out how the gears work. Oh, makes a huge difference. And there you go, he gets the KV2 almost virtually 4 on the Sturmtiger. 57 kills on that thing. I'm saving up for another Tiger tank here. Officer flanking in here. And then retreating out of there. Getting close to the King Tiger here, pooling our resources together. Which is basically also what Donny Chan and Fortune is doing. However little they have left. Another IS2 there for Fortune. That is his third IS2 this battle. I do think he would have performed a bit better had he not gone for fuel munitions cache, but actually fuel cache instead. Maybe also been able to bring up some other armor, maybe some H6 to support it. So I do feel like there might have been a bit of a flaw there in Fortune's strategy. I will still say his half-sec usage was pretty damn good. North here, Panzerschlacht supporting a Volkswagen squad here to take the eastern fuel. Donny sneaking into the south here. Stuga waiting into the push ahead with. Closing on that Tiger tank. And we got the IS-2 moving out here. Past the wreckage of a previous IS-2, I'm sure. Very much a morale booster for the IS-2 itself. Straight into the Sturmtiger and the King Tiger there. Sturmtiger lurks about there and aims on the field gun there. Koch's moving about there as well at the same time. Oh! Gets one and the other gets a crew, and then go veterans here for Sturmtiger. Calling in a fragmentation bombing run as well here. To make sure things stay very, very dead. The best kind of dead. Very dead. So he might actually hit veteran 5 on the Sturmtiger at this rate. And right here the King Tiger, he actually pops heat rounds here, which is good. Got the Sturmtiger in support here, but the King Tiger is taking a critical amount of damage here. Lands a good hit on the IS-2 though. Very good hit. Compelling Fortune to pull back his IS-2 because he does not want another scrap of metal there to command. Oh, he pushes ahead on this for that. Anyways? Good lord. Closing in there on the Tiger tank to the Tiger 1. And he's gone for Stukas of Usia Melkat for some rocket artillery. His infantry section is beginning to take some losses there, whereas I've got plenty of infantry. Going back territory there. Stu caught up in a mine and some other tribes. Got the field gun bombarding, officer blasting as well there. Stu goes down. So many Stu's lost this battle. Fortune laying down mines so well he can. So repair, and there you go. Stu gets a fuss blasting, killing a few but not enough. And there you go, second Tiger tank for me. So many heavy tanks in this battle. 2 King Tigers, 2 Tiger 1s, 3 IS2s and a KV2. And of course, what might be an ace Sturmtiger. Machine gun crew right there. Annihilated. Evaporated. Officer retreating there. IS-2 falling back. And we got a T-34 out there for Donny Chan. Panzerschlacht out there with an Obersoldaten LMG 34. The combination there and who you actually wanted. Panzerschlacht is there suppressed. Donny Chan there pushes forward his halt there. Intent establishing a defensive front line. I cannot pierce. Feeling support on the Tiger tank and I've got hit on the T-34. Infantry bring up support. Officer would be great here for laying down a smoke screen axis of pressing. The field guns are seen allowing my Tiger tank to push ahead. If I could actually keep that in mind. Got the Sturmtiger and the King Tiger going to flank here. Donny Chan's positions. Fortune needs to quickly counter-attack to relieve pressure here. Otherwise, Melka and me will annihilate Donny Chan here on the left side. He's quick to lay down mines, so very good there. King Tiger flanking in. Sturmtiger moving in. Oh! The T-34's in its sights! Field gun moving in instead. Ah! Shock there. 71 kills. Halfway to veteran G5 in there. With the chaos there going on. Trying to respond to that flank. The Tiger tank moves in here. Moves forward for the far end. King Tiger gets the T-34. field guns in deep doo-doo there. And there you go, King Tiger blitzing in. Field guns caught between a rock and a very, very hard place that speaks German. Got the IS2 much too late to the party here. Much too late. And there you go, field gun recruit to further provide armor support here. Stukas was for some reason too far ahead. And there you go, IS2 taking hits from the King Tiger, the field gun. Down to half health already, in fact less than half health. Tiger there taking hits from the rear from the field guns. Then position with fortune support his IS2. Very good work there. If not able to support, they're at least able to prevent me from pursuing the IS2 with my Tiger tank. Melka Sturmtiger almost ready to go again. Stukas over here, probably going to try and clear out the field guns. Gets the mortar and almost one of the field gun crews there. Push up for the center of the MG-34s there. Panzers there spotting the IS2 being fixed up, pushing back the engineers from repairing it at least. Giving in this case Melka more time to just get closer and deal damage to the munitions cast, proving in this case to be more of use to me than fortune as it blocks a shot there. He's moving in the Sturmtiger. Oh, scheiße. He's going to try and take it out, is he? Ah, he is. Gets the repair station. But doesn't get enough experience from that. Field gun being rushed here by what Donny Chan infantry can scrape together. Mostly a bunch of conscripts at this point. Apparently the presence of the Soviet Union have been depleted. And can no longer provide convicts for Donny Chan to hurl at us. Shots bouncing off the King Tiger's frontal armor here. Tiger being slowly repaired. He conscript moving ahead here, taking fits, got the field gun setting up. Panzer going to the officer flanking in here. Closing left your feet, got Pinch moving up here. Could use concentrated fire, there you go, pops it. Pinch is being easy target. Now there you go, veteran fleet Panzer Grenadiers. And now with concentrated fire, veteran fleet on the veteran fleet Panzer Grenadiers, the penal troops are simply overwhelmed. We got a demo charge down there, and the Panzer Grenadiers are going to move straight to that. No, I realise it again. There's going to be a demo charge, the most likely going to try and move about it to avoid, you know, high explosive death. Sturmtiger going after the IS2 is going to get it this time. Oh, snap. Cash down. He's going for it though. He's going to risk it all. IS2 now storming, but there you go. King Tiger waiting support. Can he ever get a hit off there? And there we go. Gets the IS2 and Veteran 5 on the Sturmtiger. He has Veteran 5 on the Sturmtiger. I repeat, we have actually seen an ace Sturmtiger in Company of Heroes 2. Good lord, 85 kills. It's a self-propelled war crime at this point. King Tiger trying to get away, hit Veteran 2. Force supporting, carrying the flank up. I'm calling in air support to further assist with the escape of the Veteran 2 King Tiger. And now, of course, he can reload on the move with his Sturmtiger. Calling in a fragmentation bombing run here as well to try and deplete and disperse some of the rations here. 29 points left for them. Spare Punch goes up to cover the center victory point. Tiger on the move again in for the fatherland with pin mark machine gun. Punch there could do with some healing. Officer also advancing there. Officer actually, it was one of my few units actually survived through most of the fight here, by the way. Quite impressive. Field gun crew up here by the Tiger tank. He's being gutted here. And there you go. Game over. GG. An almost hour-long match here. A brutal, bloody fight here. With a lot of flanking, a lot of nasty maneuvers here from both sides. Mines, air support, heavy tanks galore, you name it. Ace Sturmtigers. There's almost nothing this fight didn't have. So, yeah, very brutal fight there. I think Fortune go for fuel catch. I think had the Allies tried to, at more times flank, just with more larger scale assaults, maybe going for mortars and smoke screens that way instead of just trying to constantly charge it. They probably could have pulled through there. It's just sort of my thoughts then. Fortune actually going for some more support for his IS2 like some H-6s or something else. He probably could have stood some better chance there. But overall, quite a spectacular engagement here. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, subscribe, like, share and comment on it. If you like what I do consider donating, or like so many others have done before, and of course they are most appreciated for. Pledge and Patreon, the links in the video description. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.